Hey, COH fam. Now, I don't know about y'all, but that brother just had me hollering laughing. We just wanted to make sure that we could have some joy in the midst of our celebration here this morning. And we're just grateful to God for all that the Lord is doing and wanted to bring a smile on some of your faces. Now, look, and for all the joy that we have, we also want to talk about some serious stuff. And I am grateful to God to be here with a good friend of Community of Hope Church family. He is the county council member for Prince George's County's District 7. He is, nobody has to be introduced to Community of Hope because he's been here with us so many times. But I have Councilmember Rodney Streeter here, and we are grateful to have him in conversation. Councilmember, how are you today?
I'm doing great and glad to be here today.
Man, it's great to have you with us. Now look, I brought you here not because I wanted you to preach today, even though I know you got the gift of gab, so you probably could, break down some word for us. But I really wanted folks to hear from our leadership about what's happening around the coronavirus and COVID-19. And so just, if you can kind of bring us up to date on kind of what's happening, what folks need to know at home.
Well, first of all, I share the community's deep concern over the catastrophic impact that COVID-19 is having on our community. My colleagues and I on the council are deeply concerned, and we've been working along with the county executive and our health officials to fashion a plan to keep our citizens safe, first and foremost. So we've been working on that and getting updates daily. The team has been phenomenal working with the county executive, the Office of Emergency Management, who's been spearheading the whole operation, and the state folks. And the school system as well.
Mm-hmm.
So with the school system, you might know that we've extended their stay until April 24th.
Right.
So they'll be coming back on April 24th. As you know, this is a very serious matter. There are over 400 people who have tested positive in the state of Maryland.
My goodness.
And there's been 4 fatalities.
My goodness.
So we've got to take this thing really serious. And so my colleagues and I have been working diligently to make sure that resources are, brought into the county and they're coordinated in a way and prioritized around this very serious matter. But our citizens also have a frontline responsibility to protecting themselves. And so we're asking them and emphasizing that they, maintain a distance of 6 feet when you go out. Stay home if you can. Mm-hmm. If at all possible, don't go anywhere. But if you have to, exercise those guidelines that our health officials have put out, including the distance, social distancing, washing your hands at least 20 seconds, or if you don't have soap and water nearby, using the hand sanitizer with at least 60% alcohol. If you have to cough or sneeze, do it in your sleeve. Mm-hmm. And those kind of things to help keep us safe in our community.
Now, we had a moment in here that was, it was funny but not funny, but it just shows like kind of how things are right now. While Reverend Bill was doing his previous set, that we were in the back and I was drinking some water. And I was, we had socially distanced, et cetera, and the water went down the wrong pipe and I started choking. I had to run out the room and I'm coughing, but I'm trying not to have everybody hear me coughing because I don't want folks to actually think I'm, sick. And we laughed about it, but the reality is that we need to make sure that we are doing a social distance. What do you say to people who say it's not a big deal? Or people who are like, nah, that's, that stuff don't happen to black people, or black people don't get sick, or, oh man, I don't believe all the stuff these people are saying. I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna hang out, I'm gonna do what I wanna do. What do you say to those folks?
Well, Pastor, the government doesn't close all of its buildings and limit the amount of operations, retail that can open unless it's a very serious matter. We're getting reports every day about this pandemic across the world, and it's a very serious matter. Right now, we're mobilizing to bring in additional hospital beds, sanitizer, and we're opening at FedEx Field a testing facility. Mm-hmm. They're trying to bring in additional safety materials and equipment for our first responders who are doing a phenomenal job and they're putting their lives on the line for us, but we want to make them safe. That's evidence that this issue is affecting everybody. The ranges of people that are impacted, of course, seniors are our most volatile community, but the average age of people testing positive is in the 40s.
Wow. Wow. So now help me, not just are we having to deal with the impact of the actual disease, but we are dealing with the impact on the economic system. And so what do you say to regular everyday folks who now are not able to work and they're concerned about rent, concerned about mortgage, concerned about the hole they may have to dig themselves out of, the bills, etc. What's some of the stuff, and what might be some of the programs or some of the things, or even concerned about food. Young people at home from school that are used to getting fed meals, etc. What do you have to say? Are there programs that Prince George's County has in place or that they can go look for?
So with respect to the school system and the children, there are 36 feeding sites. Actually, they're not feeding sites. They are delivering food. They're delivering 3 meals a day to school-age kids.
Wonderful.
Also, they are delivering food to seniors who can't get out.
Wow.
So that's amazing work that's going on. The Congress is right now considering a $2 trillion.
Yeah, it passed today.
Yes, and so that would add additional money for feeding our seniors, as well as some relief for our small businesses who are, and nonprofits who are impacted by this catastrophe.
Wonderful. I want to thank you, brother, for coming by. I think you've always been a blessing to the Community of Hope Church family. You've always been just a phone call away, especially when it comes to meeting the needs in our community. And I knew that I just needed to have someone in leadership come and kind of talk so we could be able to kind of get it from the horse's mouth and to be able to hear not just from folks we see on TV, but be able to hear, even though this is on TV, which is funny, but someone who we know, someone who has been with us, someone who has walked with us. Last thing I want to ask you is, if you just had some kind of word of inspiration for folks who this has kind of got them frustrated, got them down, got them feeling a little bit hopeless, what would you say to them about how we can kind of get up out of this, even when it's time to get up out of here?
So we're resilient people. We've gone through much more than this over the years. This is just the latest setback. And we will get through this because we're strong, persevering people. And so I'm very optimistic that this won't win at the end of the day.
My goodness.
And we will continue to move forward and even stronger. Wow. And the government will be there every step of the way to try to make as many people whole after this as we can. Amen. So we're in this together. Amen. And there's no need for despair.
He said, we are in this together. Look, folks, once again, Councilmember Rodney Streeter, Community of Hope, make sure social distancing, make sure to wash your hands, man, wash your hands. And also make sure to stay in, please stay in, because we want to make sure that we get to the other side of this. Keep prayerful, stay hopeful, but also know that we have folks in office who are doing the work to make sure that we are all in this together and we're all getting through to the other side. Now I want y'all to hear just some more good worship from the Voices of Hope, Community of Hope, Brother Philip Bryant, Sister Halima, Sister Brittany. We're excited about Sunday morning at Community of Hope, and here they go, and we'll be back for you in a bit. God bless you, and keep on praising.